Welcome back, this is Dreddeus with another quick and dirty rebuild on Madden 23. This time around we're going to be doing the Baltimore Ravens. Not your typical rebuild team, you might think, but when you look at the team, you will notice that there's quite a few things that can be improved. To start off with a quick look at the team, you can see that Lamar Jackson is there, of course. He's a very, very good quarterback, already elite with a superstar X-Factor, 25 years old at the moment. I'm using the regular Madden roster here as it stands at the beginning of the 2022 season. Tyler Huntley is the backup quarterback, 24 years old, 69 overall, just a solid quarterback. But of course, no competition for Lamar Jackson. The halfback J.K. Dobbins, then Kenyon Drake, Gus Edwards, Mike Davis, and Justice Hill. J.K. Dobbins is the best quarterback, the best halfback here, 23 years old, out of Ohio State, started trait, 81 overall. Just a very solid halfback to have as a starter. He's 81 overall, so he's not quite very, very good yet, but definitely on the right way there. Kenyon Drake, 28 years old, 77 overall. Solid player as well. Not much more to add to that, but definitely not one for the future. Gus Edwards is injured at the moment. The Rutgers product, start of trade as well, 76 overall. He's looking very balanced. High carrying, good speed, good acceleration. But in general, also not a player for the future. Mike Davis, and then we got Justice Hill and Mike Davis, 29 years old, South Carolina, 74. Looking well rounded again, but definitely not one that you want to hold on for too long because regression will set in. And Justice Hill finally, 24 years old, 72 overall. He's looking good in terms of speed, acceleration, agility, carrying, change of direction, but that's about it. Fullback, Patrick Reichard, one of the best fullbacks in the league at the moment, number 2 ranked. He's got great lead block, great strength, great impact blocking, so that is super positive. Number 42, I always like having a dedicated fullback. Wide receivers, Rashod Bateman, 22 years old, 78 overall, not that high, but he's very young with a start-F trait. He will be improving quickly, and he's got all the right core attributes to do just that. So that is going to be fantastic. We've got Demarcus Robinson, 27 years old, 76 overall. Also not the highest ranked wide receiver, but he's got good speed, acceleration. The catching is good, catching traffic, spectacular catch, jumping, agility. That all means that he is very quick to move around. Devin Duvernay, 24 years old, 76 overall. Also one that will be improving over the course of the season. Definitely a good player to have around. James Proche, the second, 25 out of SMU, 70 overall, normal dev trait. He's got weaknesses, short route, medium route, deep route, release, definitely need improvements. And finally we've got Tylan Wallace, who's out of Oklahoma State, 69 overall, but I really like his attributes. He's looking very well rounded, except for route running, of course, and a release. That's pretty bad. Apart from that, not looking too terrible. Tight end, it's Mark Andrews, 95 overall, superstar dev trait. He's a number 3 ranked tight end in the game. That's just fantastic. It's just such a big guy at 6'5", and 26 years old. So he will be around for a while. Nick Boyle is the second tight end. He's 29, 75 overall with a star dev trait. He's solid, but definitely not one to keep around for a long time. Josh Oliver, 25, 67 rated. Again, all of these players have these attributes sprinkled in there, like speed, catch, acceleration, catching traffic, spectacular catch, but when you boil it down, are they really the future? I'd say no. Isaiah Likely, a rookie out of the draft now with a start-F trait looking very nice. I think that he will really be able to become a pivotal player for the Ravens in the future. And I've got Charlie Collar, also a rookie who's injured, at Nick Moore. He's 29 and 36 rated. I mean, don't get me wrong, but whatever did this player do to the Madden ratings, guys? I mean, if he's so terrible, why is he on a roster in the NFL? But yeah, let's carry on. Left tackle, Ronnie Stanley, 28 and 90 rated. Behind him, Jawan James, 30 and 74. He's injured at the moment. Ronnie Stanley, superstar depth trait, looking super solid at left tackle, 5th ranked left tackle in the game, meaning we have no problem at that position. Ben Powers at left guard, 25 years old, 72. Normal depth trait out of Oklahoma. Weaknesses are run block across all these categories, so that's something that we would need to improve. When you look at the age of 25, he has room to grow over the next seasons. At centre, we've got Patrick McCarry, we've got Tyler Linderbaum, and then we've got Tristan Colon Castillo. Patrick McCarry, 25-74. He is not bad. Certainly not bad, but I think I would rather go with Tyler Linderbaum. He's a rookie from the draft now. I want to see how good he will be. He's got a hidden depth trait at the moment, pass block power being the only visible weakness along with agility, but we can work on that. And finally, Tristan Colon Castillo, 59 rated. I mean, this is just abysmal, but as a backup, why not? Right guard, Kevin Zeitler, Ben Cleveland. Kevin Zeitler, 32 years old, 85 normal depth trait. He's okay for the moment, but this is a position that we will have to improve in the future. At the moment, he's still pretty good, but yeah, he's not a long-term solution, not even a mid-term. Ben Cleveland, 24 years old, out of Georgia, 66 overall, high strength, but that's about it. Run block power looking good as well, but then just too many attributes that are not really up to scratch, meaning that we will have to do something at that position. Right tackle, Morgan Moses, 31 years old, 75 overall. Again, normal depth trait for the moment. He is okay-ish for the first season, but after that, we will not be able to continue too long with him. Daniel Faalele, normal, not a normal, a hidden depth trait. The rookie out of Minnesota, 69 overall at age 22. I think he will be a right tackle for the future with a high strength, run block power, impact blocking. We'll just have to see how he progresses over the course of this season, but I could see him taking over the starting spot here. Left edge, we've got Justin Madubuike, Travis Jones, and Broderick Washington Jr. Age-wise, we're very well set here. Justin Madubuike with a star depth trait out of Texas A&M with 24 years. I think this is really a player that we should hold on to for the future, because he will be very, very good once he hits those mid-20s. Travis Jones, a rookie out of Connecticut, 22 years of age, 70 overall, hidden depth trait, meaning that he might be improving very quickly. This is good. It gives us some flexibility to maybe move around that defense. Broderick Washington Jr., definite backup in my view. 64 overall at age 25 out of Texas Tech with a normal depth trait. Yeah, nothing special. A few nice attributes, but that's about it. Right edge, Calais Campbell, 36 years old, 88 overall. Behind him, Brent Urban, 31-74. Calais Campbell, for the moment, absolutely fantastic. Really love the guy. Very, very good. I think he was with the Arizona Cardinals for a while. Fantastic. He's very good right now, 7th ranked right end in the game. But, 36 years old, there will be a time where he will be with us no more. And we just have to plan for that. Brent Urban, 31-74. Yeah, nothing more than a backup maybe, but also not a long-term solution. D-tackle Michael Pierce, only one player and he's injured. So not the greatest depth planning here. Left outside linebacker, Justin Houston, 33. Jason Pierre-Paul, 33. David Ojabo, 22. And Vince Beagle, 29. In my opinion, we will have to focus on David Ojabo, but he's injured. We've got Justin Houston here, who's 33. Normal depth trait 79. Again, for the time being, he's okay. But we have so many areas where we really need to improve, and I think this is a big surprise because the Ravens aren't expected to be one of these teams that really needs to be reformed or rebuilt, but there are areas that need improvement. Vince Beagle, 68 overall at age 29. Normal depth trait, basically unplayable. Mid linebacker, Josh Bynes, Patrick Queen, AJ Klein, Christian Welch, Delshon Phillips, and Josh Ross. If you look at these, basically we've got two players that are half decent. It's Josh Bynes, 33-74 overall, and of course Patrick Queen, who is the future prospect at this position, in my opinion. So I definitely want to hold on to him. And then we'll just have to see who out of the other four will make sense. AJ Klein is there, Christian Welch, Delshon Phillips, Josh Ross is injured. He has a normal depth trait. The rookie out of Michigan, 57 rated, hardly a chance to be playable. Christian Welch, normal depth trait out of Iowa, 63. We'll just have to see how they improve. Delshon Phillips, same thing. If maybe one of these will be in the future picture, but I see a lot of hard cuts right here. Right outside linebacker, Odafe Oweh. I know him very well from the Miami Dolphins franchise. He's great. Want to keep him around. Started trade, 23 years old, and he can really turn out to become a beast if you play him right. Tyus Bowser, 27, 77 overall. Solid right outside linebacker, backup in my opinion. Malik Harrison's there, 24, 72. Normal depth trait, good attributes, acceleration is especially nice. Apart from that, nothing too special. And then we've got Steven Means, 31-69. Not even going to look at him, he's injured. Don't think that he will be with us after this season. Cornerbacks, Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters, Kyle Fuller, Kevin Seymour, Jalen Armour-Davis, and Demario Williams. We've got a very, very good one here. Marlon Humphrey. Superstar depth trait, 26 years old, fantastic corner, number 8 ranked corner in the game at the moment. Behind him, Marcus Peters, 29 years old, star depth trait, also a very good corner, 14th ranked in the game. He's a little bit older, but we will work with him, no problems there. Kyle Fuller, 30 years old, 80, also has a star depth trait if I remember it correctly, yes, but he's injured. Be out for 41 weeks, that is a complete career-ending injury, makes him completely useless for our means here. Kevin Seymour, 28, 67. Again, some of those attributes are nice for a corner, especially speed, acceleration, agility, but the rest, hardly playable. And then Jalen Armour-Davis, a rookie out of Alabama, 67. I think we will be building with him for the future. Does look like a good prospect. Demario Williams, also a rookie out of Houston. Again, the speed, acceleration, agility, jumping are good. The rest, we need to work on those. Let's see how fast he can improve. Free safety, Marcus Williams, Kyle Hamilton, Brandon Stevens. Marcus Williams, definitely a very, very good free safety. 8th ranked in the game at the moment. Super well rounded, only block shedding, not as great. We've got Kyle Hamilton here. Rookie with a hidden depth trait. 6'4", 220 pounds, 21 years old, out of Notre Dame. Fantastic free safety. Absolutely fantastic free safety. Great player to have. Super chuffed to have him in the team. And then we've got Brandon Stevens, who's 24, 70 rated. Also one of those where we just will have to see how far they can improve. Finally, strong safety position. Chuck Clark, 27 years old, 79. Normal depth trait, again good attributes, zone, man, and block shedding not as great, but overall still serviceable at the moment. And Geno Stone, 23-69 out of Iowa. Normal depth trait means he will be developing slowly, but maybe we can get something out of him in the end. Justin Tucker, superstar kicker, definitely a very, very good one to have. He's the number 1 ranked kicker in the game with super high kick power and kick accuracy at 99 both. And the punter is Jordan Stout, 24, means he will have time to grow quite a bit. Draft picks, we've got very good ones. First, second, third round, fourth, 2 5ers, 1 6. So not too bad. We will have a good chance at getting quality players. We have to cut a player, and surprise, surprise, we're going to be cutting Nick Moore, the tight end with the 35 overall. I mean, I don't even know what to say about this one. So let's just cut him and be done with it. Alright, we're at the end of the 2022 regular season, and we made it into the wildcard round. We're going to be playing the Buffalo Bills. Let's take a look at the playoff bracket here. We're going to be going week by week now. First game is going to be against the number 2 seeded Buffalo Bills. We only just snuck into there with a 10-7 result. All the regular season results. We're going to take a quick look at the games as they progressed. Started out with a win against the Jets, loss against the Dolphins, then a win against the Patriots, loss against the Bills, win against the Bengals, the Giants, and the Browns. Also against the Buccaneers, a loss against the Saints right before bye week, a loss after bye week against the Panthers, then a win against the Jags, a loss against the Broncos, loss against the Steelers. We won against the Browns, the Falcons, lost against the Steelers, and then finally won against the Bengals. Looking like a very up and down season overall, but a positive one, more wins than losses. So that was actually pretty good. We are gonna go and just head towards the next week. All right, here we are. We made it past the wildcard round. We're now going to be playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers beat no one in the wildcard round because they were seeded as the number 1, so it's going to be number 1 versus number 7. On the other hand, it's going to be Cowboys versus the Packers and Vikings versus the Panthers. And below us are the Titans versus the Broncos. Let's see how far we can go. I mean, this is still the first season, unchanged roster, didn't do anything so far. Just gonna upgrade the players quickly, and then we're gonna be off to play the game. All right, and another win that I had nothing to do with. We're now here in the Divisional Championship game. Gonna be playing the Tennessee Titans, which I find a bit interesting. They beat the Broncos and they beat the Bengals in the first round, which is quite interesting. On the other side, it's going to be the Panthers versus the Packers. Let's see, do we make it to the Super Bowl in the first season of this quick and dirty rebuild? All right, so I don't know what to say right now, but yeah, the Ravens are in the Super Bowl. Going to be playing the Green Bay Packers. And yeah, well, I had nothing to do with that. I just simmed all of these games. I will also be simming this game now, but... Alright, this is it. Super Bowl 59. And here is the Baltimore Ravens are here. Aaron Rodgers looking at the Vince Lombardi trophy with the wide receivers and the defensive players for the Green Bay Packers. And I have to excuse, I think it's 57. That's my bad, not 59. Alright, we're gonna get going now. Let's see what happens. We're gonna be simming this, of course. And yeah, there we go. The Packers straight away on the board. We will not be playing these. We will be letting the game sim that for us. And here come the Ravens. And it's 10-3 at the end of the second quarter. The next quarter is underway. And it is 6-10, 17-6, 24-13, really going back and forth here. 8 points separating these two teams. And a lot of action going on here. 24-24, 31-24, 38-24. Wow, and we're going to play the final quarter at the normal speed rating so that, you know, I can commentate a little bit better with 4 minutes 24 to be played. There's a 8-yard rush by A.J. Dillon, 2nd and 2. That's -2 yards on the rush here. 3rd and 4, 24-yard touchdown by Romeo Doubs. 38-31 currently. The score at 4 minutes and 1 second remaining. The Ravens are going to be heading into their offensive drive. Loss for Kenyon Drake here at halfback. 3rd and 10, incomplete pass for Lamar Jackson. That is interesting. 4th and 10, 62-yard punt. 5-yard punt return by Randall Cobb. Not that many yards. 1st and 17 here. 14-yard reception. Incomplete pass, Aaron Rodgers. 2nd and 10. A sack by Justin Houston. 3rd and 15. 17-yard reception for Alan Lazard. 3 minutes to go. Incomplete pass by Aaron Rodgers. 7 points separating the Ravens from the Super Bowl win in the first season of this quick and dirty rebuild. 4th and 15. 57-yard punt, and now it is the Ravens' turn again to get going. 1st and 10, 7-yard rush by J.K. Dobbins. 2nd and 3, get another first down here with 2 minutes and 4 seconds. 3-yard rush by Lamar Jackson. 3rd and 2, 1-yard rush by J.K. Dobbins, and that is a punt with only 1 yard to go. That could have been an interesting goal, but all right, like this, we're gonna carry on. 1 minute 45. At the moment, and it's the Packers who are going to be tying the game here, 38-38. How is this going to continue now? Who's going Who's going to rein this one in? Devin Duvernay with a touchback. And there we go. 70-yard rush, 1st and 3. Penalty against the offense because Morgan Moses causes this penalty. Demarcus Robinson drops the ball. 3rd and 8. 70-yard reception for Mark Andrews. 4th and 1. And they punted. I would do that, but okay. 1 minute 20. 1st and 10. Incomplete pass by Aaron Rodgers. Has to throw it away. So it's these two elite quarterbacks battling it out here. 1 minute and 12. 4th and 10. And they also punt. Joseph Charlton. Kasheem Nixon. 14-yard reception by Mark Andrews. Can they finish it on time? Kenyon Drake, or do we go into overtime? Devondre Campbell. Kenyon Drake picks up an injury. That is not good. 1st and 10. Incomplete pass by Lamar Jackson on 2nd and 10. Interception by Jair Alexander. Oh, Lord. A.J. Dillon, -3 yards on the rush. 7 seconds on the clock here. And that is a field goal. That is a field goal, and that decides Super Bowl 57 touchback. And here we are. Meaning the Green Bay Packers win this Super Bowl and the Baltimore Ravens lose by 3 points. Time for a quick season recap now. As we all watch, the Green Bay Packers beat the Ravens. Extremely unlikely, I have to say, because the Ravens were so far ahead. But good job. Well done by Aaron Rodgers. Lamar Jackson picks up the NFL MVP, Coach of the Year for the Cowboys. Mike McCarthy, Cooper Kupp, Player of the Year for the Rams. Aaron Donald, Defensive Player of the Year for the Rams. Romeo Doubs, Rookie of the Year for the Packers. And Aiden Hutchinson, Defensive Rookie for the Lions. Right, guys, I hope you're sitting because this is going to be a big one. We have 25 players to renegotiate with. And there's absolute bombs in there. There's Lamar Jackson, Marcus Peters, Kyle Fuller, Kenyon Drake, Justin Houston, Tyler Shelvin, Marvin Wilson, and so on and so forth. So many players that we need to deal with here. Just take a look at all of these players. I mean, there's a few easy ones in there, but the most obvious one, of course, is Lamar Jackson. Are we going to keep him around? I think we should do that. But then again, we are seriously going to impact our salary cap. I mean, he's the most important player, of course. We've got Marcus Peters at corner. I do think that I want to keep him around. We've got Kyle Fuller at corner as well. Kenyon Drake at halfback. I don't think that we need him. Justin Houston left outside linebacker. That's a nope. Tyler Shelvin at D tackle. Might want to keep him around due to his age. Just sort of a backup. I need to get players off of this list here because otherwise it's going to be really bad, right? So he doesn't want to re-sign with us. Who else? Marvin Wilson at D tackle, 24 years old. I think we will give him a 3-year deal offer. Just let's see which players we can sort of lock down pretty quickly, and which players we can keep in here. All right, so we don't want Greg Island anymore. That's why we're going to withdraw the offer. Demarcus Robinson, wide receiver, 28 years old. I don't think that we need to hold on to him. Jawan James, we can let him go. Jason Pierre-Paul, left outside linebacker. Just too old, all of these players. Just take a look at them. 30, 32, 26 Ben Powers, that's okay. But Justice Hill is 25. Geno Stone, that's strong safety. We're gonna keep him on board. All right, so he doesn't want to play for us. What about Geno Stone here? Let's just slap a little bit on there. All right, so he's going to stay with us for 2 more years. And who else do we have? Who else do we want to keep around? 34, Jesus Christ, so old. Steven Means, Vince Beagle, Tyler Huntley. A lot of these players are players that I just know that we're never going to need. And so I think this will be very hard cutting right now. Christian Welch, Delshon Phillips, Tristan Colo Castillo at center, 25 years old, 61 overall. Not really sure, but I just want to keep him around sort of as a backup to have. Let's give him that offer. All right, so he's going to stay. But what about Lamar Jackson? Lamar Jackson wants such a huge offer. If we really lock him down, I think this is the time to do it, right? Going gonna give him a player-friendly deal as well. That's another 5 mil. That's so overpaying him. Alright, so this is gonna test free agency. Alright, that is good. That is good because that means we're free to roam the other areas of free agency. Marcus Peters, I think we can pick him up in free agency as well. So a lot of players, I will just let all of these go. First trade of this series done. We're sending Ronnie Stanley, the left tackle, along with Moses to the Eagles. We're receiving Jordan Mailata and left guard Landon Dickerson. Positional switches overall, sort of very fair deal. Both teams getting what they want out of this. Moving on, 3 wide receivers. We will be trading them to the Seahawks. We want DJ Dallas. He's a halfback. It's nothing too crazy, just to be a little bit more deep at that position. We also have the possibility to go for Grant Calcaterra. I'm also liking this one a lot. It's a very young tight end, and I'm not yet decided who I'm going to go for. Alright, trying to clear up a few tight ends. Nick Boyle, Sean McKee, and Briley Moore are going to be laid off here. We're trading them to Chase and Hines. Going to trade them to the Patriots for Chase and Hines. That's what I wanted to say. Another deal done. We are sending Kevin Zeidler, our right guard, along with the 6th and 7th round pick to the Bears. We're receiving Teven Jenkins, also a right guard. Younger, slightly lower in overalls, but definitely a player for the future. Also a scheme fit. And the Bears receive draft picks on top of a very experienced player. We have a lot of corners. We're releasing Gavin Heslop, Alan George, and Stanford Samuels III. We're going to bring in Jalen Reeves and Maven from the Texans. Going to convert him to a mid linebacker to add depth to that position. Time for a quick free agency recap. We signed 4 players. Lamar Jackson at quarterback, Jakobi Meyers wide receiver, Alexander Mattison at halfback, and Krys Barnes, that was the mid linebacker. I almost stumbled over him. 75 overall, 25 years of age, and a start of trade to boot, so a very good addition to the team. Across the board, there were also interesting players signed here and there. Elton Jenkins, Marcus Peters was signed by the LA Rams. James Dean, Calvin Ridley, Rob Havenstein was up for grabs. Marcus Davenport, James Bradbury, Evan Engram, CJ Gardner-Johnson, and so on and so forth. We're going to see how that pans out. Next up is the draft for the Ravens. Draft recap now after we've completed the 2023 draft. Round 1, our pick was Andre Carter, left outside linebacker, 74 rated, rookie out of the Army. I think that he will be able to slot into the first team, maybe not the starting position straight away, but that is definitely a position where we needed more depth and quality at that. Second up, Clark Phillips III, 21-year-old rookie out of Utah, cornerback, 69 overall. Nothing crazy here. They're gonna go straight to the practice squad. Tommy Gordon, mid linebacker, 63 rated, rookie out of West Virginia. We have the injury for Krys Barnes, so we will have to handle this between a lot of the backups. We also have Corey Sapp, who was a first rounder, wasn't picked by round 4, so I just went for him. Good speed, acceleration, agility, and jumping, but that's about it. Looking at the positives, Wayne Friedman, wide receiver, 68 rated, rookie out of FIU. Is okay. Gonna head into that room, gonna be there, but definitely not a starter straight away. And finally, Randy Watkins, a D-tackle for the heck of it, but he's 71 rated, which is not bad at all. With that done, we have completed the draft. I will now build the team and show you the team as it's going to start into the next season. We're at the beginning of the 2023 regular season now. We're going to be taking a look at the roster as it stands after quite some extensive rebuilding, but definitely was necessary to ensure success of this franchise. The offensive line is built up at left tackle. We've got Jordan Mailata, behind him Kevin Deesh, Landon Dickerson at left guard, Hines behind him, Tyler Linderbaum is our starting center. We've got Questionberry and Colin Castillo behind him. As the backups, Tevin Jenkins at right guard, Cleveland at right guard, right tackle is Daniel Faalele, and behind him we've got Remmers as a mentor and a backup to ensure that he improves quickly. Tight end core is Mark Andrews with a superstar depth chart, Isaiah Lakely, star depth, and Grant Calcaterra. In the wide receiver room, we've got Jakobi Meyers, Devin Duvernay, and Titus Wallace, and Rashod Bateman, Dwayne Eskridge, and that's it. Only 5 wide receivers. That should do. Patrick Reichard at fullback. We've got J.K. Dobbins at halfback, Alexander Mattison behind him, and Gus Edwards, who's fit again. That is awesome. And Lamar Jackson, our quarterback, behind him. The backup, Mitch Trubisky. Wanted to have him. Slightly older dude there. Nobody where I feel bad if I only play Jackson. And then on defense, we have sort of tinkered around a little bit more here. We have Malik Harrison at right outside linebacker. Krys Barnes is fit. Patrick Queen as well. That's the 2 mid linebackers. Left outside linebacker, that is Odafe Oweh. We have an injury for Ojabo, so he will be taking over that outside linebacker position again when he's fit. We've got Chuck Clark and Geno Stone at strong safety, the rookie Carter. Then we've got Reeves Mayben and Gordon, another rookie at mid linebacker. Carter is also the backup here. Marcus Williams, Kyle Hamilton, and Stevens are here at the free safety position. The corners are Marcus Humphrey. Then we've got Phillips straight from the draft. Marcus Williams also has a backup here. Jeff Okudah, who we recently brought in, so a very solid quarterback 1 and 2 duo, and Jordan Armour Davis as the backup. Calais Campbell at right edge, Washington junior, and Wilson is also there as a backup, but we're starting Calais Campbell. We've got Justin Madubuike over here at left edge. We've got Titus Jones behind him. Carter can play a lot of positions, that is great. We've got Pierce at D tackle, Marvin Wilson, and Watkins, the rookie, as well here. I think that next year we'll have to focus a little bit on the defense as well. For the moment, I think we can work with this. The special teams have been set, the specialists have been selected, and the practice squad has been set up to be competitive. We've also picked up interesting players out of the free agents pool, like Ikem Melifonwu or Graham Jr., for instance. These players will be picked and added to the competitive team as time goes by. For now, we're going to head into the season and let's see how far we can get with this improved team. At the end of the regular season 2023, and this is the playoff bracket. We didn't make it into the playoffs this time. Quite a surprise, I might add, but yeah, we did take out a few very important players, and yeah, now it's time to rebuild and improve the team further. I think especially defense could use some more player improvements. That's what we're going to be looking at this offseason. 2023 season recap. The Cleveland Browns have beaten the San Francisco 49ers with Deshaun Watson being the Super Bowl MVP and the NFL MVP as well. Arthur Smith was the coach of the year for the Falcons. Cooper Kupp, offensive player of the year. Defensive player Myles Garrett. Tanner McKee, offensive rookie for the Bucks. And right outside linebacker Nolan Smith, defensive rookie of the year for the Chiefs. We go. A lot of players wanting to negotiate contracts, or at least have to negotiate their contracts with us. And I can see quite a few players in there that I would really like to keep. Not all of them, mind you, but a few I'd really like to keep. Scott Quessenberry is certainly not one of them. J.K. Dobbins is my starting running back, so of course I want to keep him around. I will make him an offer over 5 years. No, let's make that 6 years. And we're just going to slap a little bit more on there. All right, offer is perfect. J.K. Dobbins stays with the Ravens. Jeff Okudah, cornerback. Certainly want to keep him around as well. He's just too good not to have him as part of the team. The corner position, really an upgrade by him. Calais Campbell, right edge. Sorry, mate, but you're out. It's going to decline further. Devin Duvernay, would like to keep him. Chuck Clark at 29, strong safety, maybe not really necessary. So let's go with good contract for Devin Duvernay here. He does want quite a bit of cash, but I think that is worth it. So there we go. We keep him long term. Chuck Clark, Justin Madubuike, definitely a player that I wish to keep around. So there we go. Just a little bit of that, right? So he's going to test free agency. Gus Edwards, Malik Harrison, right outside linebacker. Do I want to keep him around? We've got Odafe way ahead of him, so we don't really need him. So that is one player that we can let go. Dwight Eskridge at wide receiver. Do we negotiate with him? 27.73. Nah, we're not going to do that. Jalen Reeves-Maybin. A lot of these players were brought in by dubious contracts and negotiations. But I think Chuck Clark. Do I want to keep him around at 80? You know, just to not have to rebuild the whole defense right there. He's not that expensive. Got to give him a 2-year deal. All right, test free agency. All right, so that works for me. That's it from player negotiations. We're sending Pierce, the D-tackle, to the Commanders. We are receiving Daron Payne from the Commanders, same position. And the Commanders are getting 2 draft round picks, 6th and 5th round pick for this year's draft. We only selected 4 players. Didn't really need that many more. We selected Connor Colby in the 1st round. Rookie out of Iowa, 77 rated, looking very good. I think I can use him in one of the other offensive line positions as well, but for the moment, he's going to be ranked behind Tyler Linderbaum. Super happy with this one, actually. Next up, we picked Dylan Brooks, a left outside linebacker, hidden depth trade out of Auburn, 21 years old. The speed acceleration really got me here. A lot of things to improve, of course, but definitely one for the future that we can build upon. Donovan Edwards, the 21-year-old rookie out of Michigan, hidden depth trade, 72 overall already. Looking very well rounded, and he will be slotting right into the halfback room and going to be trying to get the best out of that. Jordan Hancock, finally, 69 rated, 21-year-old rookie out of Ohio State, a corner. Very good core attributes in terms of the physical stats, speed, acceleration, agility, jumping. The rest not as good, but yeah, it's just going to slot in there. We're going to go for cutting the team down now, sort of selecting the final squad that we're going to go with this season, and then we're off to the races again. Completed. We are now at the beginning of the 2024 regular season. We're going to head into the season straight away, see where we end up. I've got a very good feeling about this one here. Gonna think about setting the season goal as making the Super Bowl at least. We have a super solid team, really looking very, very good. Let's just go over it really quickly. Overall, things have stayed very solid. We've got Mailata, Dickerson, Linderbaum, Jenkins, and Faalele. The backups have improved in quality overall, so that is a positive. We've got Andrews, Kolar, Rashod likely currently injured. He will be the second tight end again. Rashod Bateman, we've got Talon Wallace, over here Jakobi Meyers, Devin Duvernay, Friedman. Here we've got Dobbins, Mattison, and Edwards out of the draft. Of course, Lamar Jackson. We still need a backup quarterback for him. Patrick Reichard is the fullback at defense. We're looking super solid. Kyle Hamilton, I switched him over to strong safety. Ojabo, left outside linebacker. Oweh, right outside linebacker. Chris Barnes, Patrick Queen are the mid linebackers. Marcus Williams, free safety. The corners are Marcus Humphrey, Jeff Okudah, of course. Justin Madubuike, sadly injured again, but he will be taking over here. Daron Payne is the new D-tackle, and Yetur Gross-Matos is the right edge. Behind them, we've got a sprue of solid backups that can jump in and really take over these positions if need be. 2024 season, I was almost scared when I saw this because I thought, did we make the wild card? And then I saw the way our season ended, 16-1. I mean, I don't even know what to say about this. I think this is the best season result I ever had in one of these. The streak was 7 games in a row, 9 home wins, 7 road wins. Absolutely great results here. 0.941 win percentage, 494 points scored, 336 points allowed. Well, that's not too fantastic, the allowed points, but what a fantastic season this must have been. We made it here into the wildcard. We're past the wildcard round. We are now going to play one of these teams that progresses, and I can't wait to see which team it's going to be. I will be upgrading the players, and then we're just going to be heading through this playoff. All right, the divisional playoff will be played against the Buffalo Bills, who had an 11-6 season, also a very good season, to be honest. If you compare the two teams, we're similar. Our offense is slightly higher, their defense is slightly higher. I think overall this should be a very fair game. Just gonna check if we have any major injuries that we need to sort of consider here, but I don't see any at the moment. And also here on defense, everybody's fit again. These are very, very good chances to really proceed here. So we're gonna sim the game and see you next week. All right, here we are. We're gonna be playing the Las Vegas Raiders. We won the game against the Buffalo Bills 24-21. That is very good. A little bit too tight, if you wanna see that way. But yeah, we didn't pick up any crucial injuries. Next game is gonna be played against the Las Vegas Raiders. They managed to proceed here past the divisional playoff against the Indianapolis Colts. And now we're facing off against them in the divisional championship game. And we're one game away from reaching the Super Bowl. On the other side, it's the Cowboys versus the 49ers. The Cowboys beat the Falcons. And the 49ers beat the Bears. The Packers beat the Cardinals. And the Falcons beat the Eagles. So let's see if we do make it to the second Super Bowl in this series. I've actually never had that, to reach 2 Super Bowls within one rebuild. But let's see, maybe this is a premiere. Sunday, and we are going to be playing the Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl here. We actually made it past the Raiders, and the Cowboys beat the 49ers. This is going to be a super even game. Offense, defense, and overalls are all equally tied. Yeah, we're just gonna head into they're a hot opponent and all that, so can't really wait to get into the game. I'm gonna sim it in the game engine, so you're gonna see what's happening on field. Gonna upgrade the players, and then I'm gonna be in there. Alright, so the Super Bowl is live, and we've got our star quarterback Lamar Jackson next to the Lombardi Trophy. Dak Prescott here, the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb, a lot of the players are still there. Leighton Vander Esch can be seen here, as we're going to be heading straight into the game. Won't be playing it personally. I'm going to let it sim in the quick sim options. So there we go. We have the first drive, and I will now click quick sim, and we are going to, I pressed too quickly. What I wanted to press was this one here. Sometimes it doesn't register. And here we are. The game is live. 7-7, back and forth. 13-7 currently in favor of the Cowboys. And here we go. It's a little bit back and forth in the second quarter. Nobody really on the board here. 20-7 for the Baltimore Ravens. 23 versus 7. Next quarter, let's see here. 23-10, 31-10. Now this is one-sided. We're going to jump forward. We're going to take a look at the next quarter here. And right about now, we're going to switch to normal speed to follow along with the action. J.K. Dobbins with a 2-yard rush, 3rd and goal, 3-yard rush. Lamar Jackson getting the touchdown here. Justin Tucker securing that extra point. 67-yard kickoff. Touchback Nazir Compton for the Cowboys. 1st and 10. Patrick McQueen gets a 15-yard penalty. Not really what I like to see. Michael Gallup, the reception, 12-yard reception. Tim Patrick, 1st and 10. Patrick McQueen knocks the ball away. 2nd and 10 now. 13-yard reception. Dalton Schultz, that's the tight end. And 38-16 in the fourth quarter. Tyler Bass gets the extra point. 65-yard kick by Tyler Bass. 26-yard kick return by Clark Phillips III. 4-yard rush, Alexander Mattison, and that is going to be the game. It is over. Lamar Jackson has won the Super Bowl in his 2nd attempt in 3 years. And that is fantastic. Kyle Hamilton and all of the other Ravens players celebrating here. Absolutely great result here. Fantastic, especially against another team that's equally tough, I would really like to say. And Lamar Jackson, of course, the hero of the Ravens here, as a Lombardi Trophy being carried towards the podium where everybody and their mom is celebrating. Lamar Jackson gets the trophy. And it's going to hoist it in the air next to Coach Dreddeus. Cradling it a little bit. And I guess a 1, 2, 3, there we go. And just like that, we have won the Super Bowl. We've completed the aim of this quick and dirty rebuild here, which is always to win a Super Bowl as quickly as possible. We achieved that, almost got it in the first season. That was a close shave, would have been a very boring series otherwise. And I think that this team is also very well set up for the future. If you look at it, look at the wide receivers, look at the halfbacks, the fullbacks, tight ends, the offensive line. It's young players with a lot of potential, and I think that maybe 1 or 2 players will have to be switched in the future. But overall, this team will not have any problems really. Full steam ahead, maybe even repeating their feat here and getting another Super Bowl win within the next few years. Maybe I'll come back to the team in at some point in time. But for now, I mean, this was a fun one. Almost winning it in the first season, then having a bad season without a playoff spot, sort of fearing if Lamar Jackson would resign. And then having a beautiful Super Bowl run in a fantastic season, 16-1, almost a perfect season. And yeah, with that said, guys, I'm gonna cut the episode here, gonna leave it with this image here. I really enjoyed this one, hope you did as well. Drop me a like and please subscribe, that always helps me a lot. And as always, thank you for watching and see you next time.